So for this video, I'm using my best friend Glory, we've been friends for probably 20 years now, to do a beautiful eye mask using the flower and the teardrop techniques that we went over in the last video. I'm going to start off by using this new shimmer powder by American Body Art. You use it dry, I'm using it with a smoothie. So I'm going to start off by just dipping my smoothie in there, and then I'm going to frame the eye. Close your eyes and tilt your head down a little bit. So I'm just going to start off in the corner of the eye, and since there's a little extra, I'm just going to blow on it. Woo! Hope my breath doesn't smell. And I'm going to just repeat the same thing on the other side. Turn this way. Just a little bit right on top. I love this shimmer powder because it's really shiny and bright, and the colors are really cool. Then I'm going to go in with a different color green, and right on the corner of the eye, just kind of dry blend it in. And you can see how nice and evenly they blend. And I'm going to use my smoothie to just bring it up and kind of bring it down right under the eye. Turn a little bit this way. Again, I'm just on the corner of the eye and bringing it in. No jokes about my breath. Okay, so now we're just going to turn it that way. I'm going to start off by using my chisel brush in order to make some larger teardrops. Because no matter what brush you're using, you should be able to make teardrops. Whether it's big, round, flat, if you can learn those techniques of going from thin to thick or thick to thin, you'll be able to create those teardrops. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the eye, lay my brush down flat, bring it up, and lift up. And I'm just going to do 3 teardrops in the corner of this eye with my big chisel brush. Now I'm going to repeat that same stroke on the other side of the eye, except these teardrops are coming down. On the other side of the eye, I'm going to have them coming up. And I'm using a bigger chisel brush just so that I can get larger teardrops. So I'm going to lay my brush down flat, twist, and lift up. And I'm going to do 3 of these. I'll make that a little bit rounder at the top. So now that I have my larger teardrops, I'm going to switch over to my smaller brush and make some teardrop flowers and add some more teardrops around it. What I'm doing is I'm double loading my regular number 5 brush with a blue and also a white. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to lay my brush down flat to get that oval, and then I'm going to add my teardrops all around it. And I'm going to go a little bit smaller as I get higher. Again, lay it down. Teardrop, teardrop. Remember, you get bigger and then smaller as you come around. So now I have 2 flowers and larger teardrops. Turn your eye a little bit this way. Your head a little bit this way. I'm going to repeat this on this side. Lay my brush down flat. Teardrop, teardrop, teardrop. All around the eye. So now I have another flower here, and I'm going to create another one just a little bit smaller right next to it to keep the flow of the design. Since I did 2 on that side, I'm going to do 2 on this side. Lay my brush down flat, teardrop, 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 and I'm doing this again by working with the tip of my brush. So that's how you achieve smaller flowers, bigger flowers, but all by using this brush. Okay. Now to have some fun and to finish off this design, I'm going to add some more teardrops to it and give it a little bit of highlight, and she'll have a beautiful eye mask. So in the corner of the eye, right here, I'm going to do my smaller teardrops, thick to thin. And you'll want to keep them in 3s, because when you keep your design in 3s or your teardrops in 3s, it looks a lot better. So I'm going to add some more teardrops in the corner of the eye, smaller ones. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to add some dots. Just a series of dots connecting down into her eye. And I'm doing this by just using my brush. Now, for the best and fastest results, you'll probably want to use some details, because then you get some perfect dots without having to worry about it, especially if you're someone who has trouble with dots. So again, I'm just adding a few more dots just around this eye, so it's kind of framing the top of the eye. I'm going to repeat something very similar on the other side, if you can turn your head. So I'm just going to add smaller teardrops in here. 1, 2, 3. And the exercise we did where we practiced in groups of 3s will really help you when you're doing anything around the eye. So since I took it over the eye on the left side, I'm going to take it under the eye on the right side. So I'm going to start off by just adding some dots, kind of fill in between, and keep on going until with different sized dots. And I'll add some smaller teardrops in the eye, again in 3s. Can you close your eye for me? I'm going to lightly just trace the eye with some white. Open your eye for me. And I'm just going to add another layer of teardrop, layer brush down and lift up, layer brush down and lift up right on the corner of the larger teardrop, just to kind of add that shadow and not so much in black. Can you turn to the other side for me? Again, I'm going to lay my brush down and pick up, lay my brush down and pick up, and lay my brush down and pick up, so that I did a nice job of framing those teardrops. Now to finish it off, I'm just going to add a little bit of black just to give it a little bit more definition, and then you'll have a really cool eye mask using just those teardrop designs that we learned in the last video. So I'm just going to give the middle of the flower a little bit of a highlight, and every other teardrop I'm just going to kind of give it that nice outline. Not too much. You don't want to overdo it with the black, because then it tends to take away from your design. So again, a little bit of outline on your flowers, just on the edges. Give your larger teardrops a little bit of an outline. Turn to the other side for me. Give these also just a nice outline on your flowers too. To finish it off, I'm just going to make sure I give those in there an outline too, and right in the corner of her eye, just to kind of give it that definition. To finish it off, I'm just going to give her a little bit of lipstick, and she will be good to go. So beautiful. When I'm doing lips, I like to mix a pink and a red, just so that it's not so pink or so red. But it just depends on the design and the age too. Because she's older, I don't want to give her hot pink lipstick. Okay, so touch your head a little bit. Sorry, just gonna add a little bit of color. Then voila, you have an eye mask design using your teardrops.